All right, the question here is very vague. Which quotation from Mrs. Spring Fragrance's letters most effectively illustrates the claim? And the claim is going to be in the passage. The passage still doesn't really say much, but let's take a look. Mrs. Spring Fragrance is a 1912 short story by this person. In the story, Mrs. Spring Fragrance, a Chinese immigrant living in Seattle, is traveling in California. In letters to her husband and friend, she demonstrates her concern for what's happening at her home in Seattle while she's away. Okay, so strong words, right? Words that pop, words that carry a lot of meaning, that carry a connotation. Concern is a strong word. You have to notice that. If that does not jump out off the page for you, you are not using a good strategy here. You need to be able to kind of sift through all this information and know, okay, this is the idea they really want me to think about. And the reason that jumps out to me is it's the only word that has a very, very strong connotation. Concern, in most cases, is negative, especially in this case, right? She's concerned for what's happening while she's away. So let's see if we can match that idea. Choice A. My honorable cousin is preparing for the Fifth Moon Festival and wishes me to compound for the occasion some American fudge, for which delectable sweet made by my clumsy hands you have sometimes shown a slight prejudice. So there's some traps here. Clumsy, prejudice, you might be like, oh, that's negative. But it's just about fudge. It has nothing to do with her being away. It's just about her making fudge. And when she's saying her clumsy hands, she's kind of just being self-deprecating, right? She's insulting herself, but she's kind of proud of her fudge. And prejudice here is a tricky word. It does not mean what we normally associate with kind of like racism. Prejudice here means favoritism, right? So this person, whoever she's writing to, prefers or favors the fudge. They have a prejudice for a liking of that fudge. So it's actually a positive word in this case. Regardless, this has nothing to do with anything that the passage wanted us to think about. B, next week I accompany this person to the beauteous town of San Jose. There will we be met by the son of the illustrious teacher. This is positive. Illustrious. Beauteous. This is all positive. Nothing seems concerning. C, forget not to care for the cat, the birds, and the flowers. Do not eat too quickly, nor fan too vigorously, now that the weather is warming. Well, it's not super negative, but I don't know. It seems kind of reasonable that if you were going away, you would say like, okay, don't forget to care for the cat, right? Do not eat too quickly nor fan too vigorously, now that the weather is warming. These seem like warnings, right? These are concerns, and this definitely has a negative vibe. It's not super negative, but certainly more negative than B was. Let's look at D. I am enjoying a most agreeable visit. Well, that's positive. And American friends, as also our own, strive benevolently for the accomplishment of my pleasure. Literally, could you fit any more positive words in that? I don't think so. So look, maybe C doesn't jump out as being obviously correct, but I hope all the others jump out as being obviously wrong. They're either very, very positive or just completely unrelated to our task. So we pulled the right word out of the passage, and we might need to stretch it a bit to make C kind of the clear fit, but it's definitely better than everything else, and that is okay. This is why we have dumb summaries, is sometimes we can see an answer choice that matches our dumb summary or our connotation really, really well. Other times it's more the opposite, that we can get rid of answers that don't match our dumb summary at all. And either way, it's a great path to the answer. It really does depend on the question. There is no single strategy for every reading question. You've got to kind of deal with what you're given.